Fox News picked up, I think, one of my videos, which bots often pick them up and misreport
I know you
what
can't
the
see
information
this.
is.
Michael Foote and his wife.
Yes. My parents are going to be thrilled. They're going to be like, finally, we knew it was a phase. Welcome to Brief Recess. I'm Melissa's husband, Michael Foote.
I'm his estranged wife, Melissa Malebranche Foote.
Today on the show, we're going to talk about Fox News reporting that Melissa and I are married. We're going to talk about hobo-sexuals. We're going to talk about Trump's beef with the Pope, Melania's speech on Epstein, blue wave midterms hopefully on the horizon, Viktor Orbán loses election in Hungary, and we're going to answer all your questions from the DMs, so stick around. I thought I just lost my laptop. I just had like a, where'd it go?
I knew where it was. You should have just asked me.
Really?
I would have just told you.
Oh, no. That's what renter's insurance is good for, though. Because it covers like laptops and stuff.
So if you lose your laptop someplace else?
You have to pay like at least for my policy, I think I have to pay like a $500 deductible and they'll replace it. But I think I had to call them and tell them that I wanted electronics covered, and they did it.
Okay. Because
I do lose shit a lot.
You lose important things?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You said, okay, so serious. Like, yeah.
No. I mean, I'm trying to think. I hate losing things.
I mean, I don't derive joy from it.
No, I know. But like, I misplace things a lot. I don't actually lose them, if that makes sense.
Oh,
like,
okay.
I end up finding it. And sometimes I'll buy another thing.
Okay.
And then I'll find it and then just return the other thing.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Okay. See, I don't have that kind of follow through. Alyssa and I are the same like that. Where like,
messy.
Well, we'll just have like 4 of the same thing.
Well, that's the thing.
Keep buying them.
But so you know what would happen to me all the time? I hate traveling without headphones.
Melissa Malebranche. Melissa, no middle name Malebranche. I had to go to DC, which is my least favorite place on earth.
Is it really?
Yes. And I texted CJ and I said, next time someone tries to book me in DC, please say no.
I'm going to be in DC in a couple of weeks.
Okay. Thoughts and prayers. Because when I was there, so I get on the Amtrak, which is
You're upset.
I'm already upset.
Okay.
And this was after that guy recognized me. Like, my wife loves you, and took a photo of me looking disheveled. So I get on the Amtrak.
I love that, actually.
And after years of these headphones working, no problems, beautiful, incredible sound, noise canceling, just what you need when you're on Amtrak. Even if you're in the quiet car, there's always some guy.
Well, also, I just want to block everybody out.
Yeah. And I needed to lock in on a couple documents. These headphones sent me a do not resuscitate notice. DNR on my headphones. Gone after years. And it was like a 4-hour train ride. And I know that's such a first world problem. But
you know what, though?
It really was awful.
CJ and I were talking about this earlier about like things that happen and like it's like, oh, and then you feel bad like that this is the thing that you're upset about. And I'm like, but this is your life.
Yeah. Right. You know what? It is my life. And I'm never going back to DC.
But it's not like you don't care about things that are happening to other people. No. But you're allowed to be annoyed about that.
And I was like going to lock in, put on white noise, and work on someone's asylum application. Like it was actually to help someone else. So like I did really need those headphones in that moment.
I hear you.
So I did buy a $10 pair to just keep in my bag at all times for emergencies.
Yep. Here's what happens to me though. I do that.
And then you lose those.
And then I leave them somewhere. So then what ends up happening is the first part of my commute, I would get off and there was an Apple store. So I would go into the Apple store and I would buy new corded headphones, right?
Okay.
Because I like left my AirPods at home.
And you also need to be able to talk to me on the phone
at all times
while we're walking in. Yeah.
Correct. And so what ends up happening is that I have this collection. It looks like a nest of like all these headphones because I've bought them repeatedly.
Tangled.
They're all like just a tangled mess. Just a nest of them.
Yeah. It's like when
I
they
hate
opened the wall in our house when I was a kid, and there was like a nest of mice in there.
Ew.
It's like that. This is Sidebar. Let's get into a sidebar of just a little personal story. What's going on in our lives? What's happening with you, me?
What's happening
me
with
and
you? You and I.
Your nails look nice. I got my toes done. My friend picked out. So I have a friend. She is so not. I love her so much. But Jesus Christ, sometimes the choices she makes stylistically, I'm like, girl.
For herself or for you?
For herself.
Okay.
And so we're getting our nails done and she's picking. And I'm like, oh, let's pick a color. She picks neutral.
For the toes?
Taupe.
Neutral toes are the worst.
Taupe. Light green. I'm like, what? Like,
light green?
No, I'm asking her.
Oh, okay.
I'm like, pick a different one.
Yeah.
Next one. Light brown.
But is that
one,
her palette?
Latte. No. Like, girl, what are you doing?
But is that what she likes?
Yeah.
Okay, well,
it's
that's what
very
she likes.
like pottery teacher coded. Like it's very Shops at Chico's coded.
Doula.
Yes. Yeah, it's very
birth doula or
hair
death
half
doula?
Up. Yeah.
Which one?
You know what? I would say birth.
Okay.
Yeah, because there is a difference.
Of course. I actually thought about being a death doula.
Yeah.
Like
I would love for you to kill me.
It might happen one day. You're so annoying.
Not me thinking death doulas just shoot people.
No. I was actually talking to my sister-in-law about this over the weekend, and
she was like, "Will someone kill me?" And you were like, "Actually, I've been studying."
And she was like, "Oh, she's like, you probably would like that." And then my mom was there, and she was like, "Oh, She was like, what is that? And I was like, you sort of help people transition over, and then you also help their families. And my mom was like, it was just straight face emoji Magali.
I feel like it's really hard to wrap your head around getting into that.
Mm-hmm.
But once you're like in that space, I bet it's probably pretty, you get used to it.
I feel like it would be very rewarding. I think that, the other thing I think, and this is just, it's a short relationship. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you help the people and then you're done.
Yeah.
Right. As opposed to like, I think regular jobs, you got to see those people all the fucking time.
And I don't want to.
Sometimes. Especially the one person that you, there's always like the one person that you hate.
Becky from finance. Yeah. It's like Karen from HR. We don't want to see you. Go back to your office. No one likes you.
You know the person that I hate the most.
Oh, of course I do. I know everything.
I hate that person so much. And
we can't talk about him. It's CJ. He's in the studio right now. Wait, Fox News is reporting that you and I are married.
Yes! Did you see that? Did you see that?
Yes, I did see
my God. So I sent it to a mutual friend. I was just like, look at this. And she was like, what?
Speaking of HR, Exactly Right HR called me and said, you can't have a relationship with your co-host.
Well, and it's so...
iHeartRadio HR called me.
It's so weird though. Like,
I need to clear the record. They did not call me.
Oh, they didn't?
No, HR at Exactly Right and iHeart, I think, are both gay men that I've slept with. So they know we're not married. There's no way that they think.
You're such a messy, messy bitch.
So Fox News picked up, I think, one of my videos, which bots often pick them up and misreport
I know you
what
can't
the
see
information
this.
is.
Michael Foote and his wife.
Yes. My parents are going to be thrilled. They're going to be like, finally, we knew it was a phase.
And he's bringing home a black wife.
25 25-year phase.
Yeah, who's also like a good 15 years older than he is.
Intergenerational, transracial marriage. No kids, loves to thrift.
Has a cat.
They'll be thrilled. So my dad's like value systems on who comes into the family is based off like what services you can provide to him. So
what does he like?
Brad's an architect. So he's like, great, free architect. I therefore like you.
Okay.
So if you're going to be my I guess, work wife.
Yeah.
You've got to think about like what value you can add to Kevin's.
What is Kevin like? I can cook. I'm a really good cook.
Okay.
Does he like food?
Yes, he loves food.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's great.
Right.
I think you've just figured it out.
Okay.
I think he would love that.
All right.
He loves good conversation and a stiff drink.
Okay.
So I think, I mean, you're a podcaster, so that's the conversation you got down.
Sure.
And I've seen
I don't like strangers,
I've
though.
seen you drink.
Mm-hmm.
You've met my dad.
I have met your dad.
Yeah, we were married. You met him at the wedding.
He gave me Michael's hand in marriage. It was lovely. It was lovely.
Oh my God, Brad.
That's what confused Madeline. That's why she said that you weren't coming. She was like, I thought you were supposed to marry Aunt Melissa.
Tati Melissa.
Tati Misa, yeah.
This does feel like something that would happen in an AI fruit video. Is that
I'm trying so hard to like stop that shit because now there are shoes. I saw
the croc.
The croc, yeah. So this week I've been like, every time it pops up, I go past it really fast. I don't want it.
Banish.
I need to banish it.
I will not die.
In the name of Jesus, I will not die.
Melissa, every time she sees the video of the plane in a thunderstorm over Africa.
It was, I believe that they were going to Nigeria.
It was Nigeria.
But I saw it on the Haitian interwebs because we were like, that's us too. And so they showed the difference between, it was like a flight going to like Ireland that like got bumpy and people were just like basically very quietly praying.
Yeah. The Irish Catholics.
Right. But the plane that was going to Nigeria, people were like, they were praying out loud and they were like, asking God to save them.
Yeah.
And my favorite one is, in the name of Jesus, I will not die. I will survive.
Melissa, we say that to each other all the time.
I think it should be everyone's mantra, right?
I do.
Like,
I think it is like, you know what? I will not die.
In the name of whoever, right? But I'm not going to die today. Today's not the day.
And honestly, we increasingly in America need to say that more and more because we never know what's going to happen.
It's never good.
Let's get into your algorithm is showing this is all the weird, crazy things happening on the internet right now.
It's just getting worse.
It's Monday morning.
Yeah.
And
it's not Monday morning.
Okay. Well, see, I'm already lost in the space-time continuum. Not CJ laughing. He knew how late I was to the studio today.
It is absolutely. We never record on a morning.
I did see a thing on my algorithm about why gay people are late. I think it's like a theory. I don't think there's like an actual science or doctor or anything behind it.
Give me this.
The internet theory, which I think is just, it's just some gay person.
I was going to say it's probably Wi-Fi. Like one guy. Yeah, go ahead.
One gay person with Wi-Fi in
But what's the
is that
the notion?
Gay people have always had to operate on like a shortened timeline with their life because of disease, persecution, death, AIDS crises. So gay people like take on more responsibility and try and do more things and
in less time.
No, because assuming that they're not going to have 100 years to get everything done.
Okay.
So that is like the theory. I don't know if that's been proven because for me, I'm like, I have so many ex-boyfriends who are lazy pieces of shit who did nothing. So I'm like, I don't know how true that is for an entire population. Just deadbeat assholes.
Deadbeats.
Lining the gutters.
Do you know what a hobo-sexual is?
Excuse me? No. This is like, you're going to surprise me with this, and then next week we're going to have the hobo-sexual specialist on the show.
So a hobo-sexual it's usually a man. It's usually a man who is in a relationship with a woman, and the guy is a loser. Okay. Right. And basically, he's hanging on to you, the woman, because he's got nowhere else to go. Okay. He's a hobo. Right. So he's a hobosexual.
I can feel the comments on this video.
I mean,
stacking up.
I didn't make it up. I heard it somewhere and I thought it was really funny.
I've never heard of this before.
I think, you know what? I mean, I think that it's something that I've heard on like social media.
You see it on a reel.
Right. No, social media that's geared towards women. Right. Okay. So if that's not what you're looking at. So
it's like a Klingon. It's a guy who's like with you for your money and you're taking care of him. He's not working.
Yeah, he's not working. There was this other thing that I had seen once that said, somewhere this morning, there is a woman being driven to work by a man in her car when he goes back to her house to not do shit.
I love the driving me to work, though. I would love a little ride to work. That sounds kind of nice, actually. Not do anything. Is he going to clean up, contribute a little bit?
He does nothing. He's a hobo-sexual. It's like he goes, he drops you off. Okay. And he goes home, probably drinks, probably smokes weed, and watches what's the sports show that's on all the time?
Heated Rivalry? That's the only sports show I know.
There's like a...
You're asking the wrong date.
Sports Center.
Sports Center.
The entire crew just wrote it.
Sports Center is on a loop. Okay. And the same shit over and over. It's like every hour and it just starts over again.
A new sport.
No.
Oh.
It's like the
same shit?
It's like the same 12 news items and it keeps on going.
No.
I swear to you.
That is like, okay, so when I get too high, I will watch the same thing over and over again.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's what's...
I think that might be what's happening.
That's what's happening.
I was a guest on a podcast. It was an advice podcast, and someone called in, and their husband was home like Monday for like 10 days at a time, and then would travel for work for just intense... Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah.
And he was doing nothing for the 10 days. And they were asking, like, what do we do?
Right.
What do I do with this man?
Right.
Who's just like hanging out for 10 days straight.
He did nothing?
And then that was like the thing was she was kind of like, well, he does cook and he does take the kids to school. Oh. And I was like, oh, bitch. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. It might be.
No, it's a you problem.
Yeah. The call's coming from inside the house.
Yeah. Because when you said that she was saying that her husband did nothing, I thought he was sitting in his underwear watching Sports Center. Yeah. You know what I mean?
We have to talk about what's happening online right now. Trump has decided the one person that his base likes more, he's going to take them on. And that person is the Pope.
I know.
That no one in his base loved Jesus, the Pope, and then him. Right. And he was like, I'm going to go for 1 and 2.
Right. The best part, though, is like, this is not a Pope like any other Pope. This Pope is from Chicago.
Yes.
And, this is the other thing I wanted to tell you.
He's from the south side of Chicago.
So he also, you know how I always say, like, nothing can happen to me because I have the blood of revolutionaries running through my veins because I'm Haitian? Yeah. So the Pope Leo, is very distantly Haitian.
Really?
Yes.
Wow, I didn't know that.
He is, right.
Oh, don't fuck with Asian people. It's like rule number 1.
So, I mean, and I just love, and I was looking to see what percentage of Americans are Catholic. Is about 20%.
Oh, yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot.
That's a lot. And the majority of those Catholics are white.
Catholics, many Christians really GNF about the Pope. Like they love it's not just Catholics. Like
no, a lot of people
pretty
love
much
the Pope. Yeah.
All Christians are like, he's our guy.
He's the guy.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm sure there's going to be one weird sect of Christianity who's going to be in the comments being like, actually Jebediah tells me that we hate the Pope. And it'll be someone, So Jebediah. Sorry.
Ezekiel.
That is shout out to the distant book of Jebediah. But yeah, so here's the tea. This is a breakdown of what happened. So Trump and the Pope started beefing on the internet. Trump did a photo of him as Jesus.
Okay. So if it's the one that I think that you're talking about, right? Where he's
a deity.
Correct. Yeah. And he's over somebody laying hands on them.
Yes.
In the background. So I didn't realize this. So originally in the background, it's like 3 military people, like soldiers with like their gear on, right?
Okay,
and then he changed it. And so there are 2 like soldiers, and the one thing in the middle is like a horned demon. And so here's the thing. Do you hear what I'm saying? Don't I sound insane?
But this is why I do disassociate sometimes, and I feel like I have to talk to my doctor because
the original's on the left.
Right.
edited it.
He edited it.
And added a demon?
Correct. And then also there's like light coming from his hands. But here's the thing.
This is why I think over a certain age, you should take a test before you should have access to the internet. Because like a lot of, this is like when, they take the license away from grandma. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it should be like that. Mm-hmm. Because they're the ones who are clicking the phishing bot.
No, I know.
But this is... So he's in charge of a lot. But got a lot of responsibility.
No, I know.
He's famously important job.
Yeah, he's president of the United States of America.
He's putting demons.
And so he took it down.
Yeah.
He was interviewed.
Well, because his base was calling him the Antichrist.
Of course. But my favorite thing about this, though, is that he was asked, he was like, oh, yeah, I put it up and I took it down. Yeah. Actually, I really thought that it was a photo of me depicting me as a doctor or a healer because we're working with the Red Cross.
I did post it and I thought it was me as a doctor.
Now, here's the thing. Let's say I'm willing to, that's the kind, they drive me insane. Let's say I wanted to believe that he thought that it was a photo of him healing people like a doctor. Yes. You're not a doctor, though. Like, you're not a doctor.
He's got a malpractice lawsuit now for he's trying to heal people.
Like, it's me as a doctor. What?
What do you mean? That's not your job, honey.
You don't do that.
I don't think so, girlie. You're not supposed to be doing that. You're not supposed to be.
You're not a doctor, bitch. Like, what?
Yeah. But for me, what was exciting.
He's so unwell.
I know.
He's so unwell.
It was Delarue. This is 25th Amendment. But for me, what was so exciting was how quickly the base turned on him. They turned on him so fast. His own like MAGA, red hat owning people were like, oh, bitch. Not this. This is the one thing.
I wonder.
They were fine with the pedophilia.
Sure.
They were fine with the Epstein files.
Yeah, we're okay.
They were like, well,
we're okay with you getting rich off of this. Sure. We love it. We love it.
A quick war. We'll send our kids. Yeah. However,
how the fuck ever.
Now you're beefing with the Pope, and that we cannot stand for.
It will not stand. It will not stand.
They will stand. They will not sit. And this is, they will not die.
In the name of Jesus. Not you, Trump. The real Jesus.
Stubborn tears.
Oh, my goodness.
The real Jesus. Well, the real Jesus, please stand up and let us know.
And why would you add a demon if you're the Red Cross?
Yeah, why is there a demon if you're the Red Cross?
CJ, don't ask questions. Look at CJ asking logical questions. What's happening?
Who's CJ?
Again, like I was talking about this the other day, like the people who worship him, because they do. There are people who really love this man, even if they're not saying it out loud.
Yeah.
But MAGA to MAGA, are you just like, do you think he's okay? What's going on?
Well, there's some real Tom and Jerry shit going on in the White House lately because Melania, like, she burst through a wall like the Kool-Aid man and decided, and to give a statement about the Epstein files, to go on the record. It truly is. Do you know that meme where it's like people are talking, it's like, hello, and it's Melania's voice. She just like was like she just like jumped in, interjected for absolutely no reason. No one was talking about Epstein.
Nobody asked you.
No, and no one was talking specifically about her and Epstein. The whole world was talking about the war in Iran.
Right. So now what she's done is she's made it so that more people are like, well, let me Google. Let me see.
Was she yeah. I'm not sure. Let's look into it. So then they asked Trump, they were like, did you know she was doing this? And he was like, what now? What? And so then her husband is best friends with Trump. So like they're four.
Husband has a best friend.
For two couples, they're friends. The husband told Trump, deport my ex-wife, this woman.
Oh.
Had her deported to Eastern Europe.
Yes.
She then was threatening. We found all this out after Melania made this random statement being like, I don't know anything about Epstein. The friend was like, I'm going to tell everyone the tea about Melania and Epstein. But she did that after Melania's statement. So we then found out why Melania made that statement. She was trying to preempt it because
she knew it was going to come out.
Yeah. And the whole vibe of her friend saying that was very much like, pay me to shut up. Mm-hmm. And we still haven't heard what that friend was going to say.
I don't know. I mean, I think no one is driving the bus.
Yeah, no.
No one's driving the bus. The bus has got no brakes.
Yeah.
We're just careening. We're just going to careen into a
cavern.
But it's a cat. Yes, exactly. What is happening to us? And nothing is going well.
And nothing's going well.
JD Vance.
I don't know what psychologically is wrong with me where I have never been like more energized in my life.
Mm-hmm.
Like what happened? I truly am like on the therapist sofa, like what happened to me in my childhood where I'm thriving in this chaotic environment?
I mean, I think you're very busy because of what's the state of the United States, right?
I guess, yeah.
And you are very invested in the work that you do.
Every day I'm like, oh, a new diva video. I can easily make one off of this Trump tweet.
Exactly. So it's not only are you just generally busy with your regular work, but it's also providing you with content, right? Like, do you know what I mean? It's all content.
Fodder for the tell-all.
Exactly. Yeah. And I think that's a part of the reason why you're energized is because you are busy and you are trying really hard to do good things for people. And, you don't want to fuck it up, right? So
I don't want to fuck it up. I also think that like court's been crazy.
Right.
But I'm also seeing wins everywhere. Like there are a lot of, I think the crazier it gets, it's usually crazy for this administration because they've like kicked a hornet's nest or tried to do something or whatever. And there are more and more people that I'm seeing in the federal courts and in the immigration system who are clapping back or doing something in response to right. It's a house of cards that we're sort of dealing with right now.
Yeah.
And so as that's sort of crumbling, more and more people are dogpiling. And so I do see these like little moments, these windows in what often feels like a fascist totalitarian institution when I have to go to court and work on certain cases. But then I see these little glimpses.
These little moments.
Where I'm like, oh, wow. Right. It's been dark for so long.
Right.
And someone just opened like the mouse hole.
Yeah. Just a glimmer of light.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay, cool. I can kind of see, but not everyone gets those moments to see that. So I have all this energy and then everyone around me is like collapsing in the street.
Because it's so appalling and you just feel like it's just going to get worse.
It is.
And I think it will get worse before it gets better. He's not done.
Something is going to happen at the midterms.
What?
There will be ICE presence at the midterm elections.
Okay.
At the booths.
Okay.
Absolutely. That is my prediction.
Okay.
Absolutely. He sent ICE agents to airports within hours. They were there overnight. There was no congressional approval. They had the funding and he decided, and there they were. So the notion that he's not going to do that in Georgia, that he's not going to do that in a key battleground state it's who are you fooling? You're in denial if you don't think that's going to happen. Speaking to you, Congress people, right? So I think that we're going to see something happen. Will it affect the outcome? I don't know.
Right.
But there will be some form of ICE voter intimidation at the polls for sure. And I think people think, oh, well, undocumented people shouldn't be voting. They're not supposed to be voting. Right. Yes, that's absolutely true.
That is true.
However, there are a lot of documented people who can vote who are afraid of ICE.
Yes, they
Actually,
are.
I would say like most of them.
Yeah.
Right? Black and brown people.
Because
Hispanic people.
ICE grabs and asks questions later.
Oh, yes.
Right?
And
so
literally, I would say a third of my clients right now are people who have immigration status and I'm trying to get them out of removal proceedings.
Right.
Because they were picked up for being brown. They went to, absolutely.
Right.
So we know that this organization, ICE, has no problem picking people up, shooting white people in the face. Like, so the notion that he's not going to use them is just like,
as his sort of personal, his secret police or.
Absolutely. Yeah. Literally. Yes. Yeah. So we do have the luxury of time as we march towards the midterm elections. So I want us all to be pressuring our representatives
to do something, to stand up. Yeah.
About voter suppression. It is so important.
Yeah.
We're watching there is there's such a blue wave right now in America. All these special elections are turning around.
Yeah.
Are you watching some of, I mean, it's unbelievable.
It is. It is encouraging. And like you said, I have to remember that these are the little glimmers of light, right? That people are, and also people who were Trump supporters, who are saying, I voted for him 3 times.
Yeah.
And you know what? I am disappointed.
Yes.
He has disappointed me.
Yes.
And I think that, all the things that he said that he was going to do, right? He was going to lower grocery prices.
Yeah.
More expensive than ever.
Yeah.
He wasn't going to go to war. Here we are.
Gas prices are
He
up.
was going to, deal with the Epstein stuff.
Yeah.
So all the things that he said that he was going to do, he hasn't. And they've completely turned around. And I think people are like, you know what?
Yeah.
He's full of shit. Yeah.
Yeah. So there is so much change happening. I just want us to keep our foot on the necks of our representatives to make sure that voters aren't suppressed this fall, because it's coming up. We're all going to go enjoy summer and then it's going to be here before we know it.
Yeah,
so now
sure.
really is the time.
Yeah.
Did you see the guy at the Courtyard Marriott drinking wine? He's on a work trip at the Courtyard Marriott in Westbury, New York on Long Island.
Okay.
And the the lobby bar keeps pouring him like huge pours of white wine.
Like mugs of white wine?
Yeah.
Okay.
And every single day he updates the internet about his glass of wine. This is so niche. This is like my curated algorithm. But if you know, people are just posting photos of huge glasses of white wine all over my feed now because of this one guy who's at the Courtyard Marriott in Westbury, New York on a work trip, getting drunk in the lobby.
Getting wine drunk.
Getting wine drunk in the lobby. The bartender.
I wonder if it's Chardonnay or Chablis.
And then, it's Pinot Grigio.
Okay, thanks.
And the bar closes at 10 p.m. So he goes at 9:55 and she glug, 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 fills it all the way up the wine glass to the top.
Is she trying to empty out the bottle?
Because he's like, I'm in Westbury, New York for a work trip. I'm going to get drunk every night.
I'm sorry.
I'm going to get drunk every night. Please fill up my glass of wine.
Okay.
All right, let's take a break. Let's get into Under Oath. This is a deep dive into a topic of what's happening right now. I think we want to talk about what's going on in the Hungary election, which the results came back yesterday.
I know. And they were
very exciting.
They were exciting. We're happy for them.
Yay.
I think what's really interesting is how shocked Ogbonna was. Like he was just
very
like
cute, yeah.
Like he was just like,
really? You sure?
I wonder if that is going to be significant in the sense of like, are we seeing like the winds change a little bit, that people are like pushing back on that kind of thing? What do you think?
I hope so.
Yeah.
I'm like very hopeful, but I have also been like beaten with a stick. So I feel like maybe like hopeful asterisk, but let's like go through it because I actually didn't follow it super close.
Right.
And then I kind of was late to the party.
Okay.
So after 16 years in power, Viktor Orbán and his party were defeated in a historic election.
And they were slaughtered.
Yeah.
It was a shellacking, right?
Was,
it wasn't close. It was overwhelming.
Right.
The loss was overwhelming. And this is what I was saying. He seemed so taken aback by it.
It has ended one of Europe's most entrenched populist governments. Yeah.
What I read earlier also was that for the first time, the people who came out to vote, it was something like 80% of the population.
It's a huge deal.
It's a huge, huge number.
Massive public engagement is what I'm seeing. And I feel like this is happening in America too, right? There's an analog here where we can say that so much of new policy and administration in America is affecting populations that wasn't affecting them before, right? Everyone has to drive to work. Everyone has to pay at the pump. Everyone has to buy groceries. And so even the ignorant people who are like, well, I'm not political. Your existence is political.
Correct.
It always has been.
Right.
You're now more acutely aware of it.
Maybe you're feeling it more.
Yeah. And so I think that, that 80% turnout in Hungary is directly related to, I think, what we can expect in the midterms and in the next primary election in the US because so much of the new policies in America are hitting populations that just weren't feeling politics traditionally before. Right? People of color, gay people, we've always been acutely aware of what's going on in politics.
We have to be,
because legislation literally is deciding whether we live or die sometimes.
Correct.
So that 80%, I think, is like an interesting marker of what could potentially happen in the US.
I think the other thing that my understanding of what was happening in Hungary is that the people just sort of finally had enough.
Yes.
Right? That the people of Hungary were really struggling with poverty.
Yes.
Meanwhile, he had, like a zoo in his home, right?
Yes.
So if you have like a pet peacock or, a zebra, but you're expecting me to not be able to feed my family, eventually enough is going to be enough and I'm going to figure out a way to rebel.
I mean, these are A to B comparisons, right? Like we can compare the zoo to the new White House ballroom.
Right. His ark.
What?
You didn't see the ark?
No.
It looks like
whose ark? Is it
Trump.
Our president? Oh no.
It looks like the
I thought this was in Hungary. And this is why I don't go to DC. This is why I hate going to DC. What is that? It's Washington Square Park.
It's not Washington Square Park. It's the ark that Trump wants to build in the Potomac as a monument to himself.
I mean, the audacity.
Yeah.
The audacity of hope. The audacity of Trump wanting to build a monument to himself.
I mean,
did you see the like vigilante artist who made Trump and Epstein embracing like the Titanic and put it?
No.
It's huge. And they put
Where
it
is it?
Right by the like the Washington Monument. DC, it was huge. Yeah,
I love that. No, I didn't see it.
They like did it overnight. Yeah.
Right.
But I think like the direct connection to what happened in the Hungary election is that it wasn't that who was running was very compelling. And let's face it, going into an election I don't know do you know of any Democratic potential candidates who are blowing your socks off? Because for me, it's Gavin Newsom is all I've really heard.
Yeah. And
I'm like, okay.
But
not very excited.
Not super excited. I think desperation has set in.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's like what we did with Biden,
I know.
right? We really thought you were like, all right, Uncle Joe, come in to save us. We needed saving, right? Yeah. And I kept on saying, like, he is going to be, for people who watch Game of Thrones, President Hodor, right?
Yes.
Like he was just going to hold the door. That's what he was going to do. Is it too soon still for that? Sorry.
Oh my God. But devastating episode 10 years ago.
But that's what we thought he was going to do. Yeah. And we watched him get older and sort of feeling like maybe he's not as with it as he's supposed to be. And also thinking that Kamala was going to sort of like do something to make us more excited about her.
Instead, they were like, Kamala, you're in charge of the border.
Right.
Fix that.
And
she was like, what?
It's an impossible task, right?
And then we had Brad Summer, which is like, if you can't win with Brad Summer, you shouldn't be running. She's talking about running again. You think she's going to run again? She said
she had said that she wasn't, and then recently I heard that there's something, and the thing about it is,
feel the TikTok impersonators of Kamala's voice.
The thing about it was the reason why once Biden dropped out, again, desperation.
Yes,
and we were like, okay, Kamala, and we were all in behind.
I was excited.
I was excited because she was all that we had.
Yeah, I mean, she's a prosecutor, so
she was all that she was all that we had, and now that's what I'm so disappointed about the Democratic Party. Like, there's no
investment in the next.
Yeah, there's no star, right? There's there isn't anybody who I'm like, yes, that is the person, that is who we need.
And so I think what happened in Hungary was it wasn't that Magyar. It wasn't that he was so extraordinary.
Right.
It was that people were so frustrated.
Correct.
And I wonder if that's what Democratic DNC leadership is going to be thinking as they're getting ready for the next election.
I hate that though.
I know.
I want to be excited about the process.
I don't want to be the prom date that you pick because everyone else said no.
Or like, you're doing somebody a favor.
Yeah, it's like Hermione. When Ron asked Hermione after he asked everyone else.
No, he didn't ask
to go to the Yule Ball.
Fleur.
Yeah, he asked Fleur.
Right.
to go to the Yule Ball.
Right.
And then Hermione was like, actually, I got someone already.
I got a date.
Yeah. So I feel like, is that what we're going to do with our next election, guys? Like,
that's what it feels like.
Yeah,
I'm not hearing anything.
I'm not hearing anything.
I'm not hearing anything. All I see is Gavin sort of coming out.
Tuning my earpiece.
Yeah.
I'm not hearing anything.
I'm not hearing anything. It's just Gavin coming out over and over again. And he's fine.
There are so many problems with Gavin Newsom.
There are. But who else right now? Who else is there?
Right. Oh, wait. What happened with that guy? I'm totally blanking on his name. He was running for election, sexual accusations. He was like, I'm not stepping down.
And he did.
But Republicans were like, we're going to come for you. And then he'd step down.
Right. He stepped down.
Eric Swalwell.
Sorry. Thanks.
Yes.
Eric.
Yes.
And I didn't know who he was. I didn't know who he was until
Brad had to mansplain it to me.
Oh, really?
I'm in a same-sex relationship. There's twice as much mansplaining.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah. Everything gets mansplained in this house. In this house, we believe.
That mansplaining is important.
Live, laugh, mansplain.
But, I didn't know who he was. But again, it was so disappointing, right?
Yes.
It's like, and the other thing is, what does this mean? We are learning more and more about mostly men. I'm not saying that it's always men, but mostly men who are just abusers.
Yeah.
Right? They're pedophiles. They're sexually aggressive. They're rapists. What is that about? Right? Like, I just wonder what it is about. Is it that we're just learning about it because now we have more access to information? Has it always been this way? I remember working with a woman, when Me Too came out, everybody came out with their own stories of things that happened. And she said that when she was a teenager, she worked at a bakery. And she said that all the girls, it was the owners only hired young women to work there. And everyone knew not to get stuck in the back with Joe. Because she was like, everybody knew. And like, the girls would watch out for, hey, he's back there. Yeah. I'll go with you, or don't go at all, or whatever it was. God. And like, women have always had to learn how to circumvent that kind of thing. Yeah. And it is something, I think if you sort of throw something out, take a poll, I want to say that I started occasionally feeling uncomfortable by the male gaze when I was like 12 or 13 years old.
Really?
And I'm not alone. I am not alone. And it's sort of like walking down the street, and think about this, at 13 years old, I was in my Catholic elementary school uniform, right? And feeling like a lecherous look, feeling it and not knowing what to do about it because I was a child, right? Yeah. And what kind of a grown...
And you don't understand.
You don't understand. No, right. Yeah. And what kind of a grown man, that's what he's doing. Yeah. You know what I mean?
And it incites like a trauma response.
Oh, for sure.
In like a young mind, right? And it shapes how your brain develops.
100%.
Yeah. I do think part of it has to do with access to information now.
Okay.
Like it's easier for victims to connect with each other, I feel like.
Yeah, it is.
And especially when you are a public figure like that. Mm-hmm. Like it's easier for people to come forward. I do love to see that we are taking it seriously and we're listening to women because that isn't always the case.
Correct.
We just saw it with Pam Bondi and her ignoring hundreds of victims who came forward.
And one would hope that as a woman herself.
No.
And I hear you, but like.
That's not a woman. That's a monster. Sorry. She doesn't get to call herself a woman. That's a crazy bitch.
She's evil. No, for sure. I mean, it's like, but like Megyn Kelly, for example, who was talking about how, Epstein, he liked them barely legal. Like
Megyn Kelly can eat shit and die.
Like
I truly hope she gets hit by a bus. And I want to be there. No.
Don't say
I'm going to use some of our karma points on that. How many negative karma points is that? In the name of Jesus.
For Megyn, in the name of Jesus. I'm going to say that is, you are -5.
Okay. If she's I'm not going to be sad about it.
No.
I think that's like -3. I'm going to negotiate it to 3.
Okay.
You know? Oh my God, did you see the toilet paper factory that burned down?
No.
Kimberly-Clark. Oh my God. Kimberly-Clark, great drag name, by the way.
Yeah,
Someone
yeah.
take that.
I bet you somebody has that.
Because I decided mine is Magenta Cartridge Low. Isn't that a good one?
That's a really good one.
Please welcome to the stage, Magenta Cartridge Low. So there is Kimberly-Clark toilet paper. Miss Costco loves her.
Kirkland.
Yeah. Literally, the like number 1 toilet paper provider in America. A worker was so underpaid that he was like, fuck this.
No.
Lit his lighter and lit this huge warehouse in California that housed
paper.
Like a lot of paper. It was like the majority of their warehouse stock was in this warehouse in California. Went up like,
because
it was a powder cake.
Sure, it's paper.
Yeah. Everyone got out. Everyone's safe. Everyone's fine. And he said, you should have paid me more. Oh.
Well, now he's going to jail.
Now he's going to jail. However, everyone online is like, fair wages. What's up with fair wages at the Kimberly-Clark factory? Because now, okay, so their share dropped 4% at market opening.
Good.
Yeah. And everyone is talking about fair wages, worker rights at the Kimberly-Clark factories. It got so bad he burned it to the ground.
Yeah, I know. But I mean, I think it goes along with what we've been saying. Like, as a society, we are not okay.
We're not okay.
We're not okay.
We're not okay, but also corporations listen to us when we say pay us a little bit more so that we can afford our, I don't know, diabetes medication, so that we can afford baby formula.
Yes.
Like literally just like the bare minimum is what people are asking for. And everyone's like, shareholder value. Sorry, we're going to put that over your well-being. And so I think like, sorry, I know that we're so off topic, but I feel like.
Who, us? Really?
It reminded me, I had a friend who had a performance review at work and it didn't go well.
Okay.
It was like a mid-performance review and this person had done like such a ton of work, ate a lot of shit for the company and they gave her like a mid. They gave her like the middle of the road. And so she quit in the performance review.
Right there.
She was like, you know what? I actually did a lot and I'm going to go.
Yeah.
And the manager was like, whoa, wait, no, we don't quit.
We don't want you to quit.
We don't want you to quit, but. And she's like, no, you had the opportunity to reward me for my work.
And you didn't.
You had the opportunity to tell me good job. This was a really tough year. I put it all in there why it was tough, how I went above and beyond. You still gave me the 5 out of 10, whatever the score was. So I'm going to go.
Yeah.
And management was devastated.
Sure they were.
And it feels like that, where it's like, I don't know. It just kind of reminded me of that, of like, what's it going to take for you to recognize that your workers need to be paid, that getting your shareholders a 0.025% more on their dividend isn't worth the well-being of your employees.
Right. Did you see that Oracle laid off something like 30,000 people?
Oh my God.
But
they're going to replace them with AI.
No, I don't know what they're going to do. But the CEO got some kind of insane bonus package.
Yes. I think about that with Costco. I know Costco and Kimberly-Clark are connected, but Costco's like its own company. I know they sell a lot of Kirkland products, but Costco, and I think it's BJ's, Costco pays their employees like extremely well.
Yes.
And they stay for up to a decade, I think is like the average.
Yes.
BJ's pays them nothing, and I think they stay less than a year, each employee. They're constantly cycling through people.
Right.
It's like, how much are you spending to recruit people like that?
I mean, I think they just think that people are dispensable, right? It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And so just sort of back to the spy, I was just thinking about this. So you know what this means? The price of toilet paper is going to go up.
Yeah, there's a shortage. There's a shortage because of this.
Like during COVID.
And like everything else, they're just going to pass that 4% cost on to the consumer.
Right,
yeah.
right.
So it feels like we're at a turning point sometimes. It feels like we're in this moment where people are fed up. They're the Luigis of the world taking matters into their own hands. There are people like this guy at the Kirkland factory burning it all down.
Right.
We unfortunately, and I don't want to get into a space where I'm encouraging people.
No, we're not
take
doing
matters
that.
That's not what we're doing. But like looking at the facts, looking at the numbers, The shareholders of United Healthcare sued United, got together and sued because after Luigi allegedly murdered, because there hasn't been a conviction yet,
Correct.
murdered the CEO, they started approving more claims. And the shareholders got together and said,
no,
you approve too many claims. You're being reckless with our money. You've got to be looking out for us. In capitalism, we're the bottom line.
Sure.
Everything comes down to shareholders, whether or not.
So, I mean, it's really interesting.
And they got together and sued.
So,
because they approved too many claims.
So they're approving too many claims out of fear, right?
Literally, the claim approval rating or percentage went up after that.
Yeah.
So people online were like, it worked. They said it, not me.
Yeah.
They were like, it worked.
But I hate that. I'm not saying that you love it.
It's very French. Like, it's very French. It's like, let's set it on fire.
Yeah.
You know what? What if we burned it down? What if we stormed that Bastille?
Throw it in the garbage.
Like, right? Like, it really is. Like, it's very French Revolutionary.
It is.
Coded.
It is.
Yeah.
La Miserable.
Sounds delicious. I'll take 2.
Right? I'm not saying anything new here, but it's very, it's still disappointing and frustrating to realize that, like, this is what it takes.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It shouldn't take this.
There is a documentary called The Price of the Vote.
Oh, the Hungarian.
Yes. His name is Aaron Timar. And we're going to sit down with him tomorrow. We're going to do a special brief recess.
Short.
Yes. And so we're going to release it as a short online. He covers this election in Hungary extensively. So I want to hear from him. So 2.2 million people watched this documentary in Hungary. It came out 2 weeks before the election.
Right.
That's a third of their voting population. And people think it had like this huge impact on voter turnout in this election. So this documentary, I think, really changed the course of this election. It's kind of interesting. So we're going to sit down with the director tomorrow. We'll release it as a short, a little bonus episode.
Yep.
I'm looking forward to that.
So am I.
What are you going to wear? Cat sweatshirt. I'll wear a dog sweatshirt. You wear a cat sweatshirt.
I don't think I have a cat sweatshirt. Oh, I do have a cat sweatshirt.
Yeah. Okay. Or I have my octopus sweater.
What's that?
People on the internet love it. When I was in psychosis during COVID, I got really into crochet. And I crocheted an octopus onto a sweater during a mental breakdown.
Okay.
But it's really cute.
I've never seen it.
It's like the best thing to come out of one of my mental breakdowns. And people on the internet go apeshit for it. So maybe I'll wear that.
I've never seen it.
You've seen it.
Have I?
I've posted videos in it. Are you not following me?
Speaking of not following.
Okay.
So our show, Brief Recess, has its own social media presence that's relatively new. I follow us. My mom follows us. My friends follow us. A lot of you follow us. You know who did not follow us? Michael Charles Foote.
Okay, in my defense,
there is no defense.
I manage that account, so it feels like me. So I like switch between the accounts. I'm like posting and then I go back to my account, so I just never thought to follow myself. I was like, it's just me. I got to take this. It's my lawyer. Yeah. Hello. It's my agent.
Unbelievable. Are you following us now?
I'm following it now because you called it out. How did you even figure that out?
Okay. I'll tell you how I figured it out. I actually, to be fair, I did not figure it out. I was in the comments and a commenter said, Michael's not even following himself.
Who said that?
I don't know. I remember.
I bet it was one of my friends. My friends are such bitches.
I love that though.
I hate them so much.
And then so I looked and then I went to confirm and I was like, are you not following us?
Oh man. All right. Well, I'm following it now. Someone really clocked my tea. Damn.
They
did. Really gathered me.
Yeah.
Damn.
It's really interesting. People pay attention to like weird internet stuff, right?
I love that.
Oh, I know.
All right. We'll be right back. Let's take a break. Let's get into tales from the DMs. Let's talk about all the wicked and wild, crazy, sometimes slutty things you send me on
lunacy.
The internet. Yeah. You could send it to me. You could send it to the Brief Recess account, which I now follow. You can send it to our email, which is briefrecess@exactlyrightmedia.com. Or you can record it through my link tree. It's called SpeakPipe. and you can record your voice and send us your.
But
we do like to analyze your voices.
We do.
So we do want a voice memo.
Few things though. If you are sending us a voice note, remember to be sure whether or not you want us to like say your name. So try not to include super personal information, right?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Yes. Only your social circuit. No.
Your home address.
Just your credit card, please. Okay, so this question was no.
Wait.
What?
What do I always say, people? While Michael is a lawyer, he's not your lawyer. You can't skip that part. You're gonna get in trouble.
Oh yeah, don't skip that. I told you. Just quick gaslighting.
Mm-hmm.
So
I won't be gaslit.
Okay, do you want to read this question for me?
Good day. Wishing you a positive weekend. Question. Does U.S. Customs have the right to take your phone when entering the country as a random security check? That's a good question.
Yeah.
I was forced to give them my phone at Fort Lauderdale Airport.
Yeah.
And they held it for 2 hours. They made me give them my password.
Yeah.
I was held in a waiting area. They gave me my phone back and just sent me on my way. I'm just curious because I felt violated. This happened in January of this year. Can they do that?
They can do that.
And do you have to give them your password?
You don't.
Okay.
So that's like the nuance there.
Okay.
Is that under the Fourth Amendment, you have a reasonable expectation of privacy.
Yeah.
That is like the rule. And Fourth Amendment girlies, where you at? Come at me, because I love the Fourth Amendment.
Mm-hmm.
Fourth Amendment, it's about your reasonable expectation of privacy. Like the reasonable average person would expect that what's on their phone is private. Mm-hmm. And this is like what courts think a reasonable person would believe. It's not you and me believing this, right? This is what a judge decides. But if your phone is password protected, a judge and jury would then say, oh yeah, that person had a reasonable expectation of privacy on their phone.
Okay.
Therefore, they can't be forced to hand that over. But they can still do it. They can still say like, you need to give me your passcode. And if you give it to them, then you're basically waiving your reasonable expectation of privacy because you proffered your passcode when prompted. However, there's no law, rule, nothing that says you have to give it to them. So, you could say, no, it's my phone. It's private.
Right.
I'm not giving you my password.
And what then can they do to you? Like, could they, if this person had said no, would they have been able to just keep this person?
Well, what this person hasn't told me is if they're a citizen.
Right.
We have had reports of non-citizen visitors to the U.S. getting the boot because
at the airport,
sent back home.
Yeah.
There was a big story a couple months ago, over the summer, I would say, of a Norwegian tourist coming to America, had a meme of J.D. Vance's bloated face. Have you seen that meme? I love it. It's my screensaver. And so it was like puffy filler face. And they saw it and they sent him back to Norway. And then the whole Trump administration was like, we never did that. That didn't happen. It happened. And it's happened. There are other accounts of that happening. But if you are a U.S. citizen and you're coming to the U.S., you are like everyone in the U.S., regardless of whether they're a citizen, has Fourth Amendment rights. However, you don't have an absolute right to enter the U.S. unless you are a citizen. Okay. So CBP, Customs and Border Protection, can stop you. Right? Like review your documents, look at your passport, determine if you should come in or not. Like they do have discretion there, which is why I'm like, is this person a citizen? If they are, then you could have, if you wanted to, dig your heels in, not give them your phone, say it's protected. There's confidential information on there. It's none of your business.
Right.
And the worst that they could have done is held them for a couple hours to look further into their background in their own systems. Gone through their luggage, whatever, but not accessed their phone. They can confiscate your phone. U.S. citizens, they have been confiscating your phones, and it's been worked. They're working through it in the courts right now of whether they can do that, which is why the Times did an article a couple months ago, right after the shooting of Renee Good, the murder of Renee, talking about how you should switch your phone, power it down before you go through Customs and Border Protection if you're entering at a U.S. airport, because it's harder for the CIA to access your information if they confiscate your phone.
Gotcha. But do they need to give you a reason why they're taking your phone from you?
I mean, you can demand one, but no, Like if you come up red in their system and they want to take it, they can.
But like this person,
they can do it all in the name of.
They got sent away like nothing.
Yeah,
like nothing.
What happened to this person?
They were sent away. Like they gave them the phone back and sent them away.
Yeah,
like nothing.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, you've been cooling your heels for 2 hours in Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah, waiting for to get your phone back. It's crazy. I'm not saying it's right. I'm saying it's happening.
Yeah.
And that no one's stopping them right now. Mm-hmm. Okay, let's read some reviews then.
Okay.
I hope there's someone from Pennsylvania telling me that I'm a stupid bitch and that I should kill myself, because
there is not.
Last week,
I know. What was her name? She came for us too.
She was like, "Hey, you ugly whore." I was like, Jesus Christ. Oh my God. Okay. From the Afroman episode, from Magali Malebranche. Melissa's mom. Very nice show. I enjoy watching you every week. Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm sure she's talking about me.
She is talking about you. She's definitely not talking about me. So CJ showed this to me and I'm like, that's not my mother.
There's no way she made an account on commented.
And I don't like her username.
It's a little bit too.
I'm going to make her change it.
Well, because people are going to be messaging her like, we love your daughter.
Or not.
My mom's going to be messaging her, welcome Melissa to the family. I'm so excited about the recent nuptials. Oh, man. Yeah. Oh, my God. Okay, last week's episode, the Mount Rushmore of DC Chaos. Show me you're pretty says, I love this podcast. You both give me so much life. Keep up amazing work, divas.
That's really nice.
Thank you. Alicia123 says, Brief Recess is one of the most important, informative, and entertaining podcasts I've ever come across. I understand 11 seconds in that this will be a heavy one. Thank you for posting it. Oh, that's very sweet of you. Nice. Thank you.
Runway to Reality Check with Joanna from Alexa. I love the Haitian mother look. It looks like something I've seen in a gangster movie.
Oh, is it the one where she's gonna beat you with a sandal? Yeah. Wow. I'm surprised your mother loves this podcast after the...
Slowly she turns, but keeps you in her sights. That is definitely my mom.
You don't have to be a relative to leave a review.
You don't have to be a relative.
Let people
but
know,
it would be nice if more of my relatives... if more of our relatives watched. Although I did see a cousin... I saw a bunch of my cousins this weekend, and... my cousin was like, I listen to it all the time. She was like, you guys are really good, which I really appreciate.
Does Andre listen? Does your spouse or your other husband?
My other husband?
Brad doesn't listen.
At all?
And that's why I talk so much shit about him. Uh-huh. And he was like, I get that at home. You yapping nonstop.
That's actually fair.
Because I do just kind of burst into whatever room he's in and I just start annoying the shit out of him.
Fair.
And
same.
He's like, I'm imagining what you're doing on the podcast.
Yeah.
She's like, I get plenty of that.
I mean, I do a lot of weird, creepy things to Andre all the time.
Yeah. Name them straight to camera.
Sure. So what I love, my favorite thing to do is to peer at him from around a doorway.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's very feline of you. That's kind of like you're a cat person.
I am a cat person. And I'll wait until he catches me. He's like, what? And then I won't say anything. I'll just back away.
I torment Brad with the diva. Diva. Pick up your fucking shoes. All right, that was Tales from the DMs. Thank you, everyone, for sending us messages. You can always leave a review for the show anywhere you get podcasts. We love reading your fun little reviews.
Thanks, Mom.
Thank you for listening. This has been Brief Recess. Go to hell and take me with you.
We're already there.
This is Brief Recess. Thank you for watching. I'll see you at the polls in Hungary. This is Brief Recess. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in court.
Not me.